Hey everybody, Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, and as the title suggests, I think that folks are sleeping on this commander. And who is that? Well, you can judge from the screen, it's Monkeyatso. Now, I know that Avatar has had a lot of very powerful Freudian slip there, cubs come out. Very powerful cards come out, like Badger Mole Cub, like Azula, Gran. And in Commander, we have things like Toph Earthbending Master, again, Azula, Uncle Iroh, Wan Shi-Tong, things like that. So Monkeyatso here has kind of flown under the radar. And I did a deck tech on him, and again, that also kind of flew under the radar here. But I am telling you, friends, I am here to proselytize and sing the praises of this card. So, who is he and what does he do? Well, on his face, he seems pretty simple, right? He's a 4-drop, which makes him a little bit too expensive to break into any kind of Eternal Constructed play. And, he sits here, and he's, whenever another creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, yours or the opponent's here, you may airbend that creature, which, of course, airbending is exile it, and when it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost. Okay, Weston, what's the big deal? And also, I wanted to point out, sidebar here, you can tell that this one isn't seeing a whole lot of play because it's sitting here at $6 and $7.50 when we have multiple $60 cards in this set. But really, where he comes in is by making the cost of the airbending become 0 because it's too generic. You can easily make it 0. And then you can combo things. And my God, I'm building him in paper right now. I did a deck tech on him for an idea of a higher budget. And then I've built him on Arena to just kind of test him out. Since, sometimes it's easier to get cards on Arena than it is in IRL. But, so let's take a look at the deck where I did for a deck tech. And I'll kind of go over what's kind of nutty about him in this aspect. So here it is. If it didn't get you before, Gyatso Blink, right? So, he's sitting here. We have our other airbending cards in there, like Aang, Airbending Master, Appa, Steadfast Guardian. You see some Eldrazi in here. So, first and foremost, we're going to go over things that will help you target your stuff. We have Nomad's Encore, right? And all of these other Encores. Shaman Encore, Outrider Encore, Spirit Encore, Warrior Encore. Which, fun fact for you, I used to run these cards in an Infinite Life deck that I had that I tried to make work in Legacy, and it didn't work. But Nomad's Encore is famously used in Cephalid Breakfast. And kind of what we're going to do is a similar concept of using it to target things, to create infinite chains. But also you can use, where is it down here? We have our Lightning Greaves, which equips for 0. And then, you know what? Shuko has arisen from the grave. It was sent back to the scrap heaps after Nadu was taken out back and put down like Old Yeller. But you know what? Shuko is back in a big way when it comes to Monkeyatso because it equips for 0. So how you're going to enable the cost reduction? Play yourselves like a Helm of Awakening, right? You can play Sculpting Steel, things like that to copy the Helm of Awakening. Semblance Anvil, right? When it enters, you may exile a non-land card from your hand. Spells. This will help make your stuff cheaper. So like Helm of Awakening, Semblance Anvil, Pearl Medallion for your white stuff, the Immortal Sun, Urza's Incubator, naming a creature type, Planar Gate, which I gotta pick one of these up. It's $80, but I really like the art, and I am gonna put it in my Monkeyatso deck. Makes things cost 2 less, right? And then Veldalkin Orrery, so you can cast your stuff with Flash. And then I would also recommend Oketra's Monument in here. I didn't have it in my deck tech, and I absolutely should because I have it in my Arena deck because we don't have Helm of Awakening, and we don't have Planar Gate in Arena, but we do have Oketra's Monument, and I was able to generate functionally as many creatures as I wanted with it. So you make these things reduce to 0, and then you can play. We're gonna say who's a creature we can pick here. Let's say Inspiring Overseer. Pretty simple, pretty generic, right? Flying, when this creature enters, you gain 1 life, draw a card. Okay, so you have him in play, you have your Monkeyatsu in play, you've protected your Monkeyatsu with your Lightning Greaves, so he has Shroud, and then what you do is you activate your Lightning Greaves for 0, targeting the Inspiring Overseer. Now what's important is that triggers the ability and causes your Inspiring Overseer to see that something is targeting it. Monkeyatsu sees that, you airbend it, and the Lightning Greaves never leaves the Monkeyatsu, so he's never vulnerable. And then you blink out your Inspiring Overseer, he's airbent out, and then with your cost reducers, you get to play it for free. And then you can repeat that process over and over. Same with things like Knight of the White Orchid. If you fall behind on lands, or if somebody ramps really hard ahead of you. Same with Core Cartographer. You can do that there. You can have Nomads in Core, which you can activate at instant speed. Another thing, here, let me pull it up. Here's my arena list. Let's see if I can, graphics. Let's see if I can go ahead and, there we go. We made this big. Excellent. So we have here, one thing that I am running that makes me kind of a jerk is White Orchid Phantom. Destroys opponents' non-basic lands and makes them fetch for basics. This is really, really strong because it's going to make it, especially those decks, multicolor decks that don't play a lot of basics, you can essentially like mana fixing, lock them out of the game if they don't have enough basics. Things like that. Another fun thing you can do, things like Stoneforge Mystic, if you're running equipments, right, to get your like Lightning Greaves, your Swiftfoot Boots, your Shuko, etc. You can blink it as much as you want. And 2 really isn't that much either. So until you get those things that reduce, paying 2 really isn't that bad. We have other really interesting things in here like Aang the Last Airbender. You blink this guy a whole bunch here, and what that's going to do is you can essentially airbend out your opponent's entire boards other than their lands. So then they have to pay to replay all of those things. Airbender's Ascension's really good in here. I would recommend also Conjurer's Closet is pretty good. And then we're running our Eldrazi. Now, it's white, right? So we don't have the same ramp as you do in green. But with Monkeyatsu, you can do things like have, where is he? Charming Prince, right? You get him into play, you target him with any number of the things that are free, you blink him out, you blink him back in, you can gain functionally infinite life, right? Pick like 1 billion. Then your opponent has to mill you out, do infinite damage, or hit you with commander damage enough. And then what you do is you load up on interaction, right? You have your Path to Exile, your Swords to Plowshares, your Generous Gifts, your Wrath of Gods, Day of Judgment, right? All sorts of stuff, your Doom Scars. And then you wipe their board, you kill with targeted removal, you play your catch-up ramp, and as you're slowly building up, you get to the point where you can say, cast Emrakul. And then you go to equip the boots to her, and then you blink her out, you can blink her back in, and you can do this ad infinitum to have infinite turns. You can also take like a Veteran Dungeoneer and blink this a whole bunch and just infinitely go through. Well, you can functionally do it infinitely, right? Because you, not infinitely, because you'll deck yourself, right? Draw 3 cards and reveal them. That's important. To not deck yourself, but you can go through the dungeon a whole bunch of time, netting you treasures, netting you scries, netting you life, netting you skeletons, or with the runestone caverns, all of that stuff. There's so many things that he can do so efficiently, and I know Blink is played out. The one thing I will say is he can make for some long turns on Arena because it asks for interaction every single time, which is, not probably the most fun. Oh, there's the Oketra's Monument. White creature spells cost 1 less. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you get a white warrior creature token, which is important because even though these don't get reduced by Oketra's, they do net you the little dude. It's so good. I cannot sing this guy's praises enough. I haven't seen anybody really talk about him. Haven't seen any creator online play him. But like, man, I know that out there, Like, I watch the MTG Goldfish guys, right? And I know Richard loves his Spirited Companion. Richard, you're never going to see this video because I'm tiny and no one's ever going to see it. But you can play your Spirited Companion infinitely. Well, as much as your deck has for space in it, right? You can do that. You can draw so many cards off your Spirited Companion. You can do that, friend. It's man, my only regret is I wish he was cheaper so that way he could see some like legacy play, because I would love to be able to put this to put Gyatso in legacy and just do silly degenerate things. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. It's just, I think that we're so focused on the really blatantly busted cards in this set that he is getting slept on. Right? Like Toph, has infinite earthbending mechanics. You have Azula, who has everything that Azula does. Man, I've been killed by her a couple times in Arena and in Paper already, where they just dump everything out, just drawing infinitely, generating treasures, etc. I've seen some one-shot decks do some silly things and other stuff, but I'm telling you, sometimes you got to look for those cards that not everybody notices on the first way through. And I'll be honest, when I made a Monk Gyatso thing, I'm like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. But it wasn't until I actually played him on Arena, where we have way less tools in our kit for at our disposal to be able to function with. And yeah, albeit that's a 1v1 format, please someday give us four player Brawl on Arena. That would be wonderful. Or just Commander. Give us Commander on Arena. That would be wonderful. But I'm gonna build him in Paper. I'm gonna play him. I'm gonna see how he works. But I think that people aren't gonna realize that he's a threat, and especially if you wait to play him, playing your stupid little dudes who are like, okay, somebody played a Spirited Companion. Oh, all right, you get to draw a card for 2, and then you have a little chump blocker. Oh boy, and they're not gonna realize what is happening until it's too late, until you've airbent out all their board, until you've done things like exile stuff. There's so many possibilities with this, but let me know what you think of him in the comments below. I know this is a little bit different than what I normally do for videos. I don't normally sing a singular card's praises this much, but I have had so much fun with him on Arena, and I am so excited to get this stack of cards, which is just piling up more and more, built into a functional deck. And oh man, I'm telling you. And yes, I know. By the way, sidebar. This is unrelated to Monk Gyatso himself, but who thought it was okay to put Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, into Brawl? I love Emrakul. It's one of my favorite. It's in my top favorite cards with Primetime, Hidden Gibbon, Silver Seraph, right? And I would love if Wizards made the mistake to allow Emrakul back into Commander. But this card's degenerate and probably should not have been allowed in Arena. Whoever did this, thank you for your mistake, your beautiful, wonderful mistake. I love you. You are awesome. You are my hero. Please don't take her from me. But yeah, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon. This has been a fun one. Also, just kind of let me know how you feel about my discussion videos. They're silly. They're off the cuff. I don't really script them all that much. I just kind of speak from the heart. It's the way I am. Also, because fun fact, I get really nervous when I have a script. Even if I'm just talking to a camera here, even if I were to write a script and talk to nobody, not even recording, I get super nervous and I stutter. So I kind of have to ad-lib everything. At best, kind of do an outline and kind of do it off that way. But let me know what you want to see more from me, what I can improve on. If I'm just, screaming into the void. But I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon. I'm going to try to not freeze to death in the super blizzard that we're supposed to have. But you have a wonderful day.